Welcome back, guys, to another video. Today we're going to be doing my top 10 most expensive Nintendo 64 games in my collection. But before we get into that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for all future notifications for all future uploads. Whatever. All that good stuff. I don't know. I always get tongue-tied. I don't understand. Whatever, anyways. So we're going to be doing my top 10 Nintendo 64 game most expensive top 10 and 10. Why can't I speak today? Anyways, so we're gonna be doing the top 10 most expensive games in my collection. We got it. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into the first game. And the first game is Zelda Ocarina of Time, coming in at $59.47. Zelda Ocarina of Time, what a great game. I've never played through this game all the way. I've only played like the first level, but this game is a must-have for an N64 collection. You know, the graphics for back in the day are excellent. I think this game, honestly, in my opinion, has aged well. The controls are another thing. I mean, the controls are kind of wonky on the 64 at times anyways. Coming in at number 2 is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, coming in at $62.83, and it was the very last Nintendo 64 game to ever come out. Let's take a look. I absolutely love the Tony Hawk series, and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 is no different from the other two. It's just excellent. I don't even know if I have a very favorite one. I mean, I guess I could say the first one because, you know, the first one was the first are always the best, but still to this day, I absolutely love Tony Hawk Pro Skater and all the games that have come out in the franchise. And yeah, I can't say enough good things about Tony Hawk Pro Skater. And Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 on the 64 is a must-have in your collection. So if you don't have this game, go out and get it. I definitely recommend it. And I just think it's amazing how they put this game and the music and stuff on the cartridge. And, you know, Tony Hawk is just one of those, even the graphics here, I mean, I think they've aged well. I think they look good for being 37-year-old graphics. And, you know, so Tony Hawk is 100% all the way for me. And, you know, if you're a Tony Hawk fan, you definitely need this game in your Nintendo 64 collection. And the soundtrack is second to none, man. The soundtrack is what makes these games. I mean, the soundtrack, just when you're playing the game, it just helps you get in the groove of busting out all those tricks and combos and super combos and chaining all your moves together. Yeah, definitely pick this one up. Coming in at number 3 is Rocket Robot on Wheels, coming in at $70.70. Let's go take a look. Rocket Robot on Wheels. What a title. I love the red on that cart. Yeah, so this is a very unique game. I've never played any games similar where you're like on one wheel. I mean, maybe Uniracer on the Super Nintendo. I guess that's the closest thing I could think of. But this game has some decent gameplay. And I think that the $70 price tag is valid on this game. It's probably maybe just a little over or what it was going for back in the day. It's maintained its value. And it definitely has a uniqueness to it. And yeah, so if you don't have this game, I would highly recommend it. You know, I've only played to like the 3rd stage of this game, and every stage that I've played so far, I definitely like it. And I definitely recommend this game, and if you don't have it, I would definitely consider putting this into your Nintendo 64 collection. It's definitely probably around, like, I give it like maybe like an 8 or a 7. So it's not top tier, but it's definitely good. And at number 4, Snowboard Kids 2 at $74.99. Let's take a look. I absolutely love snowboarding games, and this one isn't my favorite on the 64. I'd have to say that 1080 Snowboarding is probably my most favorite snowboarding game on the 64. But I never played this growing up, but this is definitely a unique Nintendo 64 game. And, it's a little slow for me, but, it does have its charm, and it's definitely different, that's for sure. And you can get like little power-ups like Mario Kart. Like you can see there, I'm throwing like a little tornado around at some of the players and stuff. But like I said, this game's a little slow. I wish it moved a little quicker. I've never played the first iteration of this game. I'm assuming it's good as well. This game is good, but I think it could be better. But Snowboard Kids, I would recommend it. I think it is a great game. Is it worth the price tag? No, I think it should be a little bit less than what it is. The price tag's probably on it because it has a rarity to it. There's probably, I don't think you come across this game too often, but definitely pick this one up.
Coming in at number 5, Mystical Ninja starring Goemon, going for $86.73. Let's take a look.
I never really made it too far in this game. I have the first iteration of this game on the Super Nintendo, and it's more of like a platforming style type game. This is like an open 3D platformer. I'm not sure. I was trying to think that if there is like some regular like 2D like platforming that happens in this game. I think I saw some of it. But let me know down in the comments if you've seen that, if there is 2D platforming in this. I think that there is. I thought I saw something. But anyways, I think they made multiple games of this on the Super Nintendo. And I'm not sure about the 64. I know that there's a 64 Japanese version of this game. But this is definitely one to get.
Coming in at number 6, Zelda Ocarina of Time Collector's Edition, coming in at $87.46. Let's take a look.
Zelda Ocarina of Time Collector's Edition. I love the way this gold cart looks. It looks so classic, like next to the NES cart that's gold when it came out. So out of the two Zelda games on the 64, I've never finished either one. I've only played the first level of a Majora's Mask, and I've really just dabbled in the first level of this one. These are like on my list to finish one day. But I think I'm going to start probably on the NES and work my way up to these ones on the 64. But this game, like I said on Majora's Mask, I think that the graphics did hold up, and I do think that if you're going to get this game, don't get the collector's edition if you're just looking to play it. And if you get the collector's edition, you're going to spend $100. You might as well try to get it CIB. But this game is excellent, I would say, or I want to say I would say it's a masterpiece on the 64. All the things that I've heard about it, I mean, this is one of the games that you must have if you like action RPGs on the 64. And this is just one of the best Zelda games that ever came out. I think most people would agree with that. I mean, I'm not really a fair judge because I've never finished it, but from just playing the first level, I mean, it's beautiful. It looks so good, and the game runs smooth. It's a little wonky with those 64 controls, but gotta have this game.
Coming in at number 7, StarCraft 64, coming in at $98.13. Let's take a look.
Man, StarCraft 64. I never got into StarCraft back in the day, but I definitely got into Command and Conquer. In this game, they actually have Command and Conquer, and it plays similar to this StarCraft game. And I can't believe that they actually were able to get this on a Nintendo 64 cart. And I really think this game holds up today. And there's better ways to play StarCraft, and I do think that the price tag of $100 is pretty darn expensive for this cartridge. Like a lot of the games that on this most expensive list, I think that some of them it's more about the rarity of the game, but I would go another route to play StarCraft than this one on the 64. But if you can get a good deal on it, I would definitely pick this game up. It's definitely unique, and it's a product of the era. I mean, the Command and Conquer. This is very similar, like gameplay to the Command and Conquer, And but I mean, I think I love the sci-fi element better.
Coming in at number 8, Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine, coming in at $99.97. Let's take a look.
So this was another GameStop pickup, and it was an excellent buy. I think I paid like $80 or under 80. I think I paid like 70 some. This is all the way up to almost 100 flat on price charting now. And I really, really wanted to put this. This is a Blockbuster exclusive, and I wanted to put this into my collection for a really long time. This game had been on my radar for a long time. And there's actually a PC version of this game. And but I think, actually, from what I've heard, that this game actually plays better than the PC version of this Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine. So the controls do take some getting used to and stuff. As you can see, you know, I hadn't played this game in a minute, so, you know, it takes a minute to get used to the controls again and stuff like that. But this game definitely is a challenge. It's very Tomb Raider-ish, you know, but I just love Indiana Jones games. Another great one is the one on the Xbox, the original Xbox. That's another great Indiana Jones game. And but this one here, I mean, the voice acting is decent. I think it's great for the, you know, the time that it came, you know, and the time that it was in. And yeah, I mean, I love the graphics, and I like the gameplay. Like the, you know, like the gameplay itself is a little wonky, and it you know, you got to get used to, you know, like the controls, and, you know, when you jump up on ledges, it doesn't always grab and stuff. But this game, I highly recommend it.
All right, guys. So now we're down to the last two. We're down to number 9, Conker's Bad Fur Day, coming in at $139. Let's take a look.
Conker's Bad Fur Day. What a controversial game for back in the day. You know, I never heard of this when I was a kid or anything, when I got my 64. And I think that Conker's Bad Fur Day is definitely a must-have for the 64. And I never heard of this growing up or anything. You know, this is more like I found out about this game as an adult. And I think this game is super funny. And because I love crude humor, and it has plenty of crude humor in it. And so this game is great. And I couldn't recommend it more. It's definitely a must-have on the 64. And it's definitely a classic on the 64. And is the price tag valid? I believe that it is. You know, if you like the 64, this is the best way to play this game. I mean, you can play it on the Rare Collection on Xbox Game Pass. So that's definitely the cheaper route to go if you really, you know, if you don't want to spend the money on this cartridge, or you don't have a Nintendo 64 system to play this cart on.
Number 10. Coming in at number 10, Castlevania: The Legacy of Darkness at $143.75. Let's take a look.
Castlevania: Legacy of Darkness. This game is definitely one of the better games on the Nintendo 64. I love the graphics. I love the way that this game looks on the 64. I never played this growing up as a kid. Is the price tag valid at $140 some, almost $50 some? I would say it is. I don't think there's any other way that you can play this game, and it is definitely a great game. It's probably within the top 20 best Nintendo 64 games. Not all of the games that have high price tags are excellent on the 64, but this one is definitely a great game, and I would highly recommend it. If you can't afford the price tag on this game, you can definitely emulate it, and that would probably be the easier route if you just want to try this game out. And then you can decide for yourself, you know, whether or not you want to go the $150 some to go ahead and get this cart, because that's like 3 games. That's like almost three full priced games right there, as far as the almost $50 some price tag on this game. But I would definitely consider putting this, if you love the N60, I would definitely consider putting this into your collection if you do not have it, saving up for it. I think it's worth every penny. So definitely a great game.
All right, guys, so that's my 10 most expensive games. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments about the video, or, you know, let me know what your your most expensive game is in your 64 collection, or, you know, your favorite game that you have in your 64 collection. I mean, Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut is definitely the most expensive game in the N64 library. I was lucky enough to I never actually held a copy up until recently. I'm gonna put a quick picture of myself up here holding the cart. So thank you to my buddy for letting me come over and actually hold the cart. I definitely do want to play it. I haven't played it. I mean, I can emulate it, but it's just not the same as popping it into the system and actually playing the cartridge and saying that you played Sculptor's Cut. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me on this video today, guys. And don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will catch you guys on the next one.